Hi, Kat.
Oh, hi, John.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am also good.
I am so glad that you're good.
I am glad that you are good also.
'Cause you weren't good for a minute.
I
but I'm
wasn't
glad
good.
that you're better.
Yeah, I was sick, Kat.
Oh, God.
I got sick.
Oh, no.
Yep. It was bad, but we should okay, it's a podcast. It's the My Mistake podcast. We talk about mistakes. There's all
Yes.
different kinds of whatever, blah, blah, blah.
I'm Kat.
Okay.
You're John. Blah, blah,
That's,
blah, blah, blah.
it's all been established. Exposition has been exposed, okay? we know where we're at now. So yeah, Kat, I got a
Good.
cold.
Oh,
I got a
no.
cold.
Not a
here-
cold.
a cold. Right? I got a cold. Not COVID, but cold.
Oh, man.
And the reason that I know that is because I obsessively tested for 3 days straight.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I took all the home tests, and then I didn't trust them, so I went and I got a PCR test.
Oh.
And
Were you just convinced that you had it? Had you talked yourself into having COVID?
I didn't think there were any other illnesses anymore. It's just that's the only one,
it's
right?
just COVID now.
Right. But so here's the deal, right? Once upon a time,
It's the story time.
it's story time. Once upon a time, we decided that we would go to this lovely botanical garden that we love to go and walk around.
Love it.
I understand you have some nice things to say about that place too.
I have memories there, yeah.
And so we did that, and we found this like ultra cool outdoor cafe where we could go and get brunch afterwards. And it's like it's outdoors, right?
Perfect.
Like it's perfect, like no problem. You have to go inside to order, but no problem. We wore our N95s, went inside, ordered, and then they bring it out to the table, and then Kat, while we were there, and this is all going to tie together. It's an amazing sequence of events that I'm
love
about
it
to
already.
bestow upon you this evening.
it.
It's reminiscent. I'm even a little nostalgic for some of our earlier episodes where we would just jump on and talk about fuck ups that had happened like contemporaneously to the podcast.
Aww.
Yeah, I know.
Memories.
It's so us. And so anyway, we're at the place. But before we get to the tie-in, first I have to tell you, we're having a lovely brunch, having
that.
lovely conversation.
Of course.
I'm looking across the table at my beautiful wife. It's it's coming up on Valentine's Day, but it's not
yeah.
Valentine's Day yet. And we're there. And all of a sudden, I see someone walk up with a very ugly dog on a leash. I mean, and I love dogs, and I know you love dogs.
Do love
But
dogs,
this is the
yeah.
ugliest dog in the world. And you know why, Kat?
Why, John?
Because it was a goat.
Oh,
It wasn't a dog.
no. Oh, boy.
And then very shortly, another person in
Where was this ugly dog in relation to you and your table where you're trying to enjoy a lovely brunch with your wife?
about 6 feet away from the table where I'm enjoying brunch.
too
with my
close.
lovely wife. It's too close. Too close for goats. As the old saying goes.
Yeah.
It's too close for goats,
Too
Kat.
close for goats.
Right. And it did become goats very quickly because another member of the young boy's family the young boy who was holding the goat on the leash
God.
approached with another goat.
Oh, no. 2 goats?
2 goats. Totes, 2 goats.
Too close for goats. I'm writing that down.
Too close for goats
That would
because that's
be,
possible episode title right
And
there.
also merch, frankly.
Totally merch. Too close for goats.
Too close for goats.
Even way too close for bison would be what I would say. It's like, you can be X close
Right.
to goats, but you want to be X plus 500 to bison. Is
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
always, at all
Right.
times.
Right. But so anyway, so we're sitting there too close for goats, and it's it's fun because they're goats. It's weird. You don't expect to see them at the place where you're eating breakfast.
No, you don't.
You don't. And what you really don't expect is for one of them to just now. I don't know if you know this, Kat, but like goats are goats. I don't know why I became Christopher Walken there for a second. But goats are not, they're not house trained, if you will.
You don't say.
I don't say that because if I did, I would be a liar, Kat. And yeah, so they basically, if a goat's gotta go, a goat's gotta go. And you don't want to be too close to the goat when the goat's going. But we were, and it did. And the goat just
John.
let loose a stream of urine. It was healthy prostate on this goat. big stream of urine until there's a big puddle on the ground of the goat urine. And I want you to know, this is the crowd here. It was a special blend. I need you to know, because there were some like definite granola crunchers hanging out.
Okay.
But then there also was like a whole squidad of cyclists who came in, and they were all there, and it was like older folks, but they're all a lot of
spandex.
Yeah, a lot of spandex on a lot of bodies. Maybe you don't want to see spandex on if you're like, I mean, I don't want to judge. I'm the last person to judge. I wear spandex, and I probably am not making anybody's day with that.
I'm right there with you, brother.
Right? Okay.
No one's excited to see me roll up in some spandex. I'll tell you that right now.
I always am.
Well, that's different.
I get very happy when I see, because it means we're going to go for a ride.
That's different.
Nice.
You know me, so you don't judge me as harshly. You still judge me, just not as.
I mean, I judge you. I let you know you're judged anytime I can. It's important.
It's important.
Anyway, it was one of the granola crunchers, right? Like an older lady.
Okay.
And the goat proceeds to let stream a fire hose of piss all over. And this woman, this woman turns to the person holding the leash of the goat and says, "That urine is so antiseptic." And I just, and
Not
here's the
what
thing.
you were hoping for.
Well, no, here's the thing, Kat. Urine, if the creature that's expelling it is healthy,
Sure.
urine is not. It's not harmful. It doesn't carry disease. It's by its nature, it is okay.
Yeah.
It's not antiseptic.
No.
It doesn't actually kill germs.
You shouldn't be using it to wash your hands.
Right.
It just won't harm you if you accidentally drink it.
Right. Exactly. Well, actually, it could. It could be toxic. It could contain a level of toxins that would be harmful to you, but it's not going to carry disease.
God.
But she's like, it's so antiseptic. And it just reminded me of the time that I saw the Facebook post that says germs don't cause disease. It's just bad diet. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna get into this with this person. But yeah.
John, that's why I'm not on Facebook anymore.
Oh God, here's the thing. I'm of a certain age. I'm a little bit older than you, Kat, and like that's where the peoples are. And even if they're on Instagram, I don't like Instagram because like pictures are great.
Yeah.
But that's not what I don't know. People are pretending. They're living their best pretend life on Instagram for the most part, and I'm not here for it.
I see.
Yeah. Anyway, goats. And being too close to said
and
goats.
All the urine.
And the urine that's antiseptic. The good news about that is that it happened while I was in a clandestine fashion filming. So I actually have video footage of the goat peeing and the woman saying that that urine is so antiseptic. I'm going to have to take a good look at the footage to make sure that there's no faces of anybody and that kind of thing.
Blur some stuff.
Yeah, we might have to do a little edit job on it, but we'll get that out there. We'll get it out there. We have a couple of things. We might have to do a media bum rush with a bunch of stuff that we've said we were going to put up that we haven't put up.
Oh God, John, there's so many. I don't even know how far back we would go because it's just a lot.
It's a lot, but I think over the course of a couple of weeks, we could do a drop.
Okay.
Maybe every other day or something.
Okay.
I feel like
you realize
we could
you're
do that.
saying this on the podcast. So
I am.
We'll hear you saying this.
Well, you know what we could do? We could say, if we hear from enough listeners that they want to see these things,
we're good. Yeah.
We could do that. And then it's on them.
We're in the clear.
That's right. But yeah, so I do have that footage and that might be interesting to show to the mistakers. Now, That's the goat portion of the brunch.
Well, can I ask some questions about the goat?
Please. Let's add some content here.
So, we know the goat was too close to you guys.
Right.
Too close for goats. Mm-hmm. Besides this crunchy granola woman who was apparently excited about all the urine coming out of the goat.
Sure, because it's very antiseptic.
Was anyone else noticeably disturbed or upset by the urine coming out of the goat?
You've just reminded me. I think there were a lot of people who were in awe of what was going on.
Sure,
but
yeah.
one person in particular, and I did not know who this person was because they just kind of walked up and they were wearing a a tie-dye hoodie. Like very extreme, like what we used to call that color, the hypercolor or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's hypercolor.
I think it's hypercolor. I think that's what it was. Yeah, nailed it in one. Amazing. And but I think that this person was either a manager or like even an owner of the restaurant. And this dude quickly came up and regulated and said, "You got to get those goats out of here."
God.
And here's the thing: people were there with their dogs. And that kind of thing. It is different. It is different. But I'm sure that like the kind of person who's going to bring 2 goats to brunch wearing leashes and harnesses, that person's going to probably go, well, these people have their pets.
Yeah, fuck
As
you.
though there is no difference between a goat and a pug, you know?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
There demonstrably is.
There is a big difference. And my next question, was anything done about the puddle of urine? Was it cleaned up? Was it washed down? Was there any attempt made to get rid of it?
There was. Eventually, and I don't know what the relationship of these different people to these other people was or something, but it actually happened at the table that was right next to ours, that was right in front of the bathroom, right? The bathroom door. So someone went into the bathroom to take care of business and came out with a wad of paper towels.
Oh, that's not doing much.
I mean, it was hilarious because, yeah, he bent down and he started doing, and he realized pretty quickly, these paper towels are going to be soaked and I'm going to have all this antiseptic all over my hand really quickly.
All this antiseptic, what am I going to do with it?
Right?
My God. Why do people do, you people and your goats.
These people and
You're
their
ruining
goats.
people's Sunday. Now this poor guy that works here has to fucking get urine all over his hand. He's just trying to get through the day, man.
I don't even know if that guy worked there. It was a different guy.
Why else would you go and start cleaning up the urine?
You know, I think he might have just been a good Samaritan, Cat.
Wow.
He's just one of those guys who's like willing to clean up your goat's urine just because he's that cool, you know?
What a hero.
Not all of them wear capes, you know?
Some of them have goat urine saturated all in their clothes.
Some of them do. At least one.
Okay, next question.
Yeah, hit me.
What was so the goat is just unloading. It's just,
right.
as you describe, a fire hose of urine.
Yeah. I would go with like a quart of urine.
Okay. So while this quart is being expelled, what is the reaction of the person holding the leash at the end of this goat?
It's actually the one that the little kid was holding, and he dropped the leash and ran away. And
that's exactly what I would have done.
Yeah. And another person, someone clearly who was familiar with the goats, then after it was over, picked up the goat. Picked it up. And like upside down, like with the belly in the air and the goat's legs are akimbo and all
like
kinds
a
of
fucking prop or something.
Oh, yeah. It was amazing. It was amazing. I'm so glad, Kat, you've become an amazing interviewer over the years. You really have. No, you like you're formulating these questions of things that I should have just told in the story. But I missed them, and you're hitting it. You're like here, give that detail. Oh yeah, that did happen.
Well, thank you for saying that, John. Yes, I have been honing my craft.
You have.
Okay, so
this
person comes over, collects the goat. It sounds like very swiftly. Was it like, oh, we got to get this goat out of here? It was like, oh, come here, you silly goat, come back.
No,
over
it was
to our
like
table.
I got to pick up this goat, and then and like I'm not sure. Next thing I know, the next time I saw the goats after this whole, goat drama unfolded, was the woman who was the matriarch of the family that included the goats was putting them back into her Isuzu Trooper or whatever, the back of it. And the goats were packed up inside in their kennels. They had like kennels inside the back of the truck.
Of course they did.
Of course they did.
You're
gonna have a goat.
They had to
Better have your kennel.
Okay, are you sure that you weren't, in fact, in an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm?
I did not see. I did not see Larry David, so I'm not sure, and I didn't hear the music.
Sure. They just have it constantly playing.
I will have you know, I was once at a Dodger game.
Oh, cool!
And it turned out that they were shooting an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm at the stadium, right where we were. Now, I've had other interactions with Larry David, you know, because my office was like right next to his, and I opened the door for him one time and let him go through.
Right.
That's my interaction. I just like, hey, how's it going?
And you can hear the music, right? It's just always playing.
Yeah, it's anytime, anywhere he is. People don't know this. That just happens out of the ether when Larry David walks by.
It's incredible. So wait, you know, there's this famous story about them, you know, Curb Your Enthusiasm filming at a Dodger game. And in the background, there's a gentleman there with his daughter who was then later accused of murdering somebody. And because they were able to backtrack and use that
wait,
footage.
maybe that was me.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
No, but I'm honestly wondering, because it's a memory for me. But now I'm wondering, did I read that and I interpreted it?
Geez,
Because I've only been to a couple of Dodgers games in my whole life.
Maybe you just imagined it.
It could be.
Oh, John.
I know, Kat.
Well,
No,
listen.
I'm pretty sure it happened.
Okay, I believe you. Anyways, interesting. Okay, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, that goat story is delightful.
Thank you. There's a continuation. It's no longer about goats, but the story does go on, Kat.
Well, the goat portion of the story was delightful.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to hear what comes next.
Okay, so it turned out that while all of this excitement was happening,
Yes.
there was something else that was happening that was less exciting, and that's that, to the best of my knowledge, I was catching a cold at the brunch. Someone there gave me the crud.
I see.
Yeah, and the reason I know that is because it was like exactly 3 days later when I started to have symptoms, and it was terrible and it was awful. And so yeah, then I had the awful cold and all the testing and all the obsessive testing there. Found out I did not have COVID. But I, of course, because, in the spirit of generosity and giving, I made sure that Michelle also acquired the cold from me. And the timing is definitely such that she caught it from me because because I had it for a good 3 days before she got it.
Oh, yeah. You did that.
We give. I'm a giver. But anyway, so all of this to say that then, I missed a couple of days of work, and then there was a weekend, and then on Monday, Michelle was in the full throes of the cold, and I was still feeling craptastic. So I'm like, all right, look, I'm gonna go out and get us some lunch.
Oh, that's nice.
Right? Yeah. Now, at this point, we need to put a pin in this, and I need to give you some backstory, Kat. Yeah, we need to talk about Electra.
Okay.
Electra is my car.
Oh.
Because my car is a Prius, and her name is Electra. I named her that when I first got her. It was before there were a lot of electric cars out there. It's a hybrid, but I figured it's electric enough. So I named the car.
Cute.
Thank you. Thank you.
It.
What's not cute is that was in 2008, and I'm still driving Electra, and Electra has some problems, as we all do as we age. But in Toyota second generation Priuses, there is something called a combination meter, Kat, or a combi meter, as people around the internet on different message boards like to call it. And it almost always fails in older Priuses. Oh. Now, let me tell you what the combi meter is in charge of, Kat.
Okay, tell me.
It's in charge of showing you how many miles you've gone. It's your odometer.
Okay.
Right? It's in charge of showing you how fast you're going, so your speedometer.
Pretty important, yeah.
And it's in charge of showing you how much gas you have, so your gas gauge.
Very important information.
All three of those things go through your combi meter, and when your combi meter is broken, you can't tell how fast you're driving, you can't tell how far you've gone, and you don't know how much fucking gas you've got.
Fun.
Okay? Yeah. So here's the thing, when I know I'm going to drive a long way or something like that, when this is happening, I'll always make sure I stop and fill up with some gas, right? So you can't tell how fast you're driving.
Right.
You can't tell how many miles you've gone.
Right.
And you don't know how much gas you've got. And when I've been making a lot of short trips, like a lot of just going to the grocery store and coming back.
Yeah.
So I haven't really thought about it too much. Like, is there enough gas or not? And I'll be honest with you, to this moment, I'm still not sure whether I had plenty of gas or not enough gas in the car. But what I know is this. I got to an intersection
Oh, no.
and the light was red, so I stopped. When the light turned green, I went to go, and you should also know that this is an Orange Line MTA intersection.
Yeah.
I got partway into the intersection, into the Orange Line, where you get a $500 ticket
Oh,
if
God.
if the camera catches you, and the car just stopped. The engine went out.
Great timing.
Yeah, the best. So I am freaking out because here's the thing, Kat. I'm 52 years old. I'm not in my 20s. I'm not that guy who everybody understands if you're driving a beater car, if you're in your 20s, and also you're strong and young enough to like push it and do whatever you need to do. I am neither of those things.
Yeah. You're not allowed to run out of gas when you get to a certain age.
Right, exactly. So, and here's the thing. Again, don't know if I did run out of gas. Still a total mystery. So, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
So here's the thing. I tried to call a tow truck. They told me it's going to be an hour. I tried to call another tow truck, and they're like, okay, well, it's going to be like, I don't even want to say, it was like $500 or some craziness. Because I don't have AAA, Cat, because I'm an idiot.
I was about to write that down.
We talked about
one of my
that. Yep.
questions.
Yep.
John, don't you wish you had AAA?
Yeah.
That's AAA, 1-800. No, I got it.
This is karma. This is total.
We just talked about it with
We
Andy
did.
Bleeker.
Yep.
Oh,
just a few episodes ago.
Did that run through your mind in the middle of this?
Oh, everything ran through my mind. So what I did, Kat, was I did exactly what I shouldn't have done, which was I got out of the car.
No, you didn't.
I had put it in neutral, and I put my shoulder against the inside of the car, put my hand on the steering wheel, and I started to push.
John Fitzgerald.
I know. And I got about halfway through the intersection when the grade started to work against me.
Uh-oh.
And a gentleman who I will never know his name, he ran out of the passenger side of one of the cars. He ran up, he got behind the car, and he started pushing, man.
Amazing.
And I'm pretty sure the guy didn't speak English because I did try to speak to him real quick, and he just ended up running off. But he pushed me the rest of the way through, along with while I'm pushing. The two of us pushed it through.
Gentleman and a hero.
Right? Absolutely. There are angels in the intersections, Kat. There are.
Writing that down.
Yep. And
Angels in the
that's right. And he pushed me. I got through the intersection and into because there's a gas station right there. I got up to the gas station. I am a weirdo, Kat. I've carried a gas can in the back of my Prius for as long as I've had it, and people have laughed at me. They're like, "It's a Prius. What are you worried?" And I'm like, "You never know. You never know. It's one of the few things I do. It's a little insurance policy." I ended up like using that because I couldn't get up to the pump. I was just in there, and of course, by the way, blocking a lot of in and out from the gas station. So this is a Hail Mary, right? Like, I don't know if I'm out of gas or if it's just not going to work or whatever.
Sure.
So I take the gas can, and I'm spazzing the whole time, right? I'm spiraling. Like, I'm in this mode of like, oh my God, I just got to make things work because Michelle doesn't know where I am and what's happening, and I got to get the car running. And so I go up to the gas pump, and I pump my thing full, and I put the lid on wrong.
Oh no!
And I go to put the gas in the car, and half of the gas goes in the car, and the other half is like pouring all over the place.
John.
And it's like $4 worth of gas, so like 3/4 of a gallon or something.
It didn't pour on you, did it?
I mean, sure, probably.
Oh,
I'm sure I
geez.
stunk like gasoline, which was really hilarious when I walked into Sharky's 15 minutes later. But so
Hilarious.
No, so I put the gas in, and I start it, and damned if it doesn't give me the big hazard and the check engine light, but it's still running and everything's fine. And I drive to Sharky's and I pick up our burritos as planned, and I turn around and come home and put it there, and I'm going to show you. The mistakers will just have to
Oh no!
imagine it. Wait.
Did you
It's not really showing up that much.
Did you get
is
a
it?
tattoo or what?
No, I have a giant bruise on my shoulder
from
where I
pushing?
put it against the car to push it. I'm too old for this, Cat. I'm too old for this. I'm too old for this.
John, you're not supposed to do that.
I know. I tell young people, I'm like, whatever you do, if your car breaks down, don't push it.
Yeah.
Call a tow truck. Wait as long. But here's the thing, and I'm convinced of this. This is my Catholic guilt. I grew up. I was raised Catholic, and I was imbued with the Catholic guilt.
Yeah.
I couldn't leave my car in the middle of an intersection and block a bunch of people's,
I know.
like commute. Couldn't
I
do
get it. I
Had to
get
get it. I was ready to throw my body on the fire in order not to. This is my Midwestern Catholic guilt. I was ready to throw my body on the fire to prevent anybody from being inconvenienced at all.
Wow.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's
it's bad.
intense.
I did not know that I was still like that. It'd been a while since that was tested, but it's still there. That wholesome
instinct
Midwestern
is
willingness
still
to sacrifice.
It's still sharp,
Yep, still there.
prone, and ready.
Yep. So my car is parked out in front of the house now. It hasn't moved since I got back from Sharky's.
Hold on, you went to Sharky's.
Yeah, I went to Sharky's. Now, here's the thing. And even I'm going to Sharky's, and I'm like, all right, here's the thing. I should leave the car running. Because once the car's running, you leave it running if there's any doubt that it might start. I didn't, Kat. I turned it off.
Whoa,
Turned it off, and I went inside.
So brave.
In pure faith that it was. And I came out and started check engine lights on, but it started and it ran
Okay.
just fine. I had no problem. I got home, and now it's sitting out there, and I got to figure out what the hell to do with it. I got my mom's car that she left me. That's still
yeah.
Well, here's what I've decided though. Okay. I'm gonna take Electra. All the wonderful years that she's given me and all that stuff,
Yes.
I'm going to take her to Toyota and be like, do with her what you will and give me what you will. And then I'm going to get my mom's car that she left me fixed up. What a mess. Okay, are we back there? Yeah? Was that weird too? Did it happen again?
Hi.
Hi.
It did.
Hello.
So this is what I experience.
Yeah?
You're like mid-sentence and you just freeze.
Yep.
And then you come back, but it catches me up on all these. So it's like, and then
it's
I went to it.
really fast.
Like, oh wow, this is so interesting.
This is for the people who listen to the podcast at 2x.
That's
what
exactly
they're hearing.
what it was like.
Yep. Did I ever tell you the story about the guy who told me, I love listening to your podcast? Yeah, I listened to it at 3x. I'm like,
How can you even understand what we're saying?
I know. And he's like, no, it's really great. And this is the guy who listens to like a lot of business podcasts and that kind of thing. But
Sounds
and
really
I
fun.
just, and he kept recommending it to people. Hey, you should listen to the podcast. I listened to it at 3x. It's like, dude, there's a thing called timing that is like, it's really important on our podcast. I feel like it's one of the things that we have that like, we've got it. You and me, Kat, we have timing.
We do, baby. I'm proud of our timing.
I am too. And if you listen to it at 3x, I don't think you're getting it.
I don't think
it's happening for you. No, it's like the best part. So anyway,
It's like the best part.
it's like the best part. It's not what we say, it's how we say it.
It's true though, right? It's all about delivery.
Exactly.
Okay, so tell me again. You say you went to Sharky's.
Yeah, I went to
though
Sharky's.
You were like in distress.
Yeah.
Clearly,
We
your
had-
car could be just, it could just be done. It could be just
Right.
a hunk.
Could be nuked. But here's the thing, like I had ordered on the phone. And it was, it's like it's a bunch of food and they made it. And I know it's sitting in a bag
you.
behind the counter.
They made it for you.
For me. And if I just don't show up, they have my phone number and they have my name. I'm like, all right. And Michelle doesn't have lunch if I don't go to Sharky's.
Oh
right?
God, you're
And I gave her this cold. I owe her a burrito.
You're disappointing so many people.
And this is all going through my head. So yeah, I'm not going to turn around and go home.
I think I would have done the same thing.
Would you? Yep. Just carry through. Yeah. Yep.
So you get your burritos.
Yeah. And I go and I get the salsas because Michelle loves the salsa there. So I
They
get the salsas.
best salsa, John.
Best salsa. Yep.
Sharky's has the best salsa.
It's really, really good.
You can get you can get it by the pint.
Yep, you can. Or you can just get 72 1-ounce ramekins.
Yeah, maybe
Because
just
there's
get
nobody.
the pint next time.
The pint costs money, man.
Oh,
The
come on.
ramekins are free. Come on,
All
man.
right.
Like,
All right.
come on now, cat.
Come on. So you walk in the door with your burritos and your 82 little mini.
Ramekins of
Ramekins of
salsa.
salsa.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you you're just like, you can't wait to tell Michelle what's happened, or you're like, okay, I gotta go, like, kind of just ease into this.
This is good because this is always the conundrum, right? Like because I don't want her to be upset,
Sure.
but at the same time I need some sympathy.
Of
Like
course.
I need some tender loving right now.
You've been through a thing.
It's trauma. I have been through trauma. I did not know what was going to happen.
Oh my God.
God
Internet.
damn it. You just froze again, which
Killing
means
me.
I just froze. And then that's a whole problem. Everybody's freezing. And hopefully we're going to
It's gonna
recover.
murder your internet.
I know. My internet is murdering me, even as we speak.
Here it comes.
Oy vey. It's killing me. It's killing me. What was I just talking about? What's so great about our podcast? The timing. It's the timing, Kat. Timing.
Motherfucker.
Uh-huh. Yeah. All right, so let me start that over. So when I
Okay.
come in, yeah, I need some, like, I'm upset. I've been through trauma. I've been traumatized,
Of
Kat.
course. Yes.
But at the same time, I don't want to stress Michelle out.
yeah.
But what do? I always tell her. Like the
course.
second I walk in there,
You gotta tell her.
you wouldn't believe what happened. Oh my God. There was this angel in the intersection and I hurt myself and my back hurts a lot.
I hurt myself. And I got these burritos, and they're getting cold.
I got these burritos. Oh yeah, because I mean that was like at least it seemed like it was hours, but it was probably 15 minutes that
Yeah,
the whole
exactly.
thing took. I don't know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How are those burritos, though?
They were good, man.
Okay,
Ain't
good.
gonna lie.
Right
I mean,
on.
mine was good. There was a thing that Sharky's doesn't usually make this mistake, but or they don't usually do
no.
this. No, well, because Michelle gets the veggie burrito with tofu, right? Very California, very very hip now.
Almost as Californian as a goat at a brunch.
Right, right. Where else? Where else are you gonna see that? Besides North Carolina, I don't know, but anyway. And I not to besmirch any of our North Carolinians.
No, I love the Carolinas.
we love
North and South.
North Kakalaki and South Kakalaki. Yep.
Okay.
Never mind. It's a whole thing. So anyway, no, they gave her a burrito full of broccoli.
Oh God.
And yeah, like veggie burrito is usually not broccoli. It's it's other stuff. The Sharky's burrito was full of broccoli, not other veggies. And there was also no
fucked
tofu
up.
in it. Yeah. Yeah.
There's no tofu.
No tofu.
Come on, Sharkies, you're better than that.
They're so much better than that. We were shocked. Because, like, I mean, we order from some places. Like, there's a place we order from called Tender Greens.
Sure.
This place used to be amazing. Like, you could get the best food. It was relatively cheap. It was always perfect. Now it's like, all right, what three things are they going to fuck up on this order? Yeah.
Similar experience lately. And
Yep.
That's why we don't do it anymore.
No.
Can't do it.
Yep. I'm done. Done
Nope,
with them.
Not doing it.
Nope. Not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture. So yeah, hopefully my
boy.
internet is revivified and we'll
I love that.
we won't have problems.
I love a revivify.
A good revivification.
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 Revivify. Wow. Well, so give us an update on the car.
The car is sitting in front of my house.
Okay.
It has not moved since I got back with the burritos.
Okay.
I have lots of decisions to make, but I think I may take it to the dealership and be like,
Right.
what do you give me for it?
Yeah.
And then I may fix up the car that's been sitting in front of my house for 5 years that my mother left me. So we'll see.
Got it.
See. We'll see what it's going to be. I have to make these decisions pretty soon because it's annoying to not have a running vehicle. But here's the thing, Kat. Vehicles are very expensive now.
They are.
The pandemic with all the supply chain issues and all that did that. Plus the interest rates are higher now. So like even the loan on a car would be,
Bad time to buy
Mm-hmm.
a car.
bad time to buy a car. So my idea was I'll just keep spending whatever I need to keep this car running.
Right.
But the thing is to replace the combi meter is like, I think I could do it for as little as $1,500, but it might be it might be $3,000. Okay. And that's a lot to keep a 13-year-old car or 15-year-old car going. So yeah,
It is. It is.
we're all making choices. We're all making decisions, sometimes bad ones.
Yeah, you have decisions to make.
I am fortunate that here's the main thing. My mom's car still has plates from Indiana on it. It hasn't been registered in the state. The title is still in her name.
Okay.
I don't know how to go about getting
Wait,
that
that's
into my name.
That's the good news.
No, that's not the good news. That's
Oh,
the
okay.
news.
That's the
And the
new-
news
I
is
see.
bad. So because I have
yeah.
to somehow figure out how to navigate the DMV to get them to put this car in my name, then register it in the state of California, and it's an American-made car that was in Indiana, so it probably does not have California emissions. So I may need to sell them both and just get a new car. I don't know. We'll see.
It's bad times.
Yeah. It's bad times. But it's good times.
Oh, good.
Because you know what? I'm employed. I'm still
Hey.
getting a paycheck.
I love that.
That's good. I shouldn't mention these things because I could jinx them.
Yeah, you should stop. You should just
I
stop,
should
right there.
Yep.
John, what kind of burrito did you get?
I got the Fiesta steak burrito.
Okay.
And the Fiesta burrito is distinguished by the fact that it has guacamole and sour cream right inside.
Hello.
Yep. That's what I'm talking about.
Nice job.
Now you know my jam, Kat.
Well done, sir.
Thank you. Yeah. So that's been my mistake. Like, my mistakes were we finally decided to go out and eat outside, and I ended up getting sick over it, and we had to watch goat piss. And then I either ran gas out of my car or just let my car get to the point where it broke down.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It's,
I don't know, man.
I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, I've been through some trauma.
Have you? Tell me about it.
Oh, listen, it's right up there with yours.
I can't wait to hear it. This is amazing. We both have content. This is not a shit shooter at all. This is on theme now.
We'll see. We'll let
Okay.
the listener decide who's been through more trauma.
Okay.
They can email us in.
Yeah, at.
My Mistake, the podcast.
Nope.
No, that's our Twitter.
Nope.
That's the fucking
That's our
Instagram.
Facebook.
God damn it. My Mistake Podcast.
My Mistake Podcast at gmail.com.
Gmail.com. Of course. I know that.
Of course you know that.
Well, John, we moved about a year and a half ago or so.
Wow. It doesn't feel like it's been that long.
Oh, has it been about that? Yeah, a year. Yeah, we'll say that.
We'll say a year and a half. Sure.
Yeah. And so we only moved a couple miles from our old house.
Mm-hmm.
But a couple miles is it's not nothing.
It ain't nothing.
And I had been continuing to go to our old grocery store because I know where everything is.
Yeah, it's muscle memory, right?
It's muscle memory. I know, I know the crazy. Like it's a weird Ralph's. I'll say it. It's a Ralph's.
Okay.
And there's always something going on, something weird. There's always some just interesting characters.
Every Ralph's I've ever been to does have its own flavor of weirdness.
It does.
Probably the weirdest was Rock and Roll Ralph's in Hollywood.
Sure,
That's where I used to do my regular shopping. But
Leah and I were verbally accosted in that parking lot.
I am not surprised. I would be more surprised if you told me you had not been.
Exactly. So I know the crazy of this particular Ralph's, and I accepted it because I know where everything is. I go for our big shopping, my weekly shopping trip because I just know I have my route. I just know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm a professional, John.
Yes. We are nothing if not.
Thank you. And so the other day I was like, okay, I need to make our big weekly grocery trip, but I don't have a lot of time. I have a limited amount of time. So I don't really have time to go there. Again, 2 miles is not nothing. It's
in LA. It certainly isn't.
It's not. And there are much closer grocery stores in my own neighborhood where I live
that
now.
are probably nicer even. I mean, because you didn't move from a good neighborhood to a worse neighborhood, right?
No, we did not.
No, you did not.
Luckily for us, we were able to go that opposite way.
Right.
So I was like, well, then fuck it. I am going to the closest grocery store. It's a Vons. I'm not as familiar with Vons if they do something extremely different than Ralph.
The one thing that I can say about Vons, and they're fortunately they're not sponsoring us tonight.
No, not yet.
They never have enough checkout lines open at Vons. In my experience, it'll be like the rush part of the 5:30 when everybody's stopping off at the grocery store. There'll be 2 open if you're lucky, and that's it.
Huh. Good to know.
Yeah.
And the Ralphs I go to, my old neighborhood Ralph's, it was kind of redone recently, so it's like kind of fresh and new.
Nice.
It doesn't seem as old and like, antiquated, if you will.
Got it.
And I love a self-checkout, John. I will admit.
I have such mixed feelings about the
I'm a
self-checkout.
self-checkout bish. Even if I have a cart full of shit, I'm doing it. Fuck
Here's
everybody.
the thing. As a card-carrying socialist, I feel like I need to go to support the human employee, right?
No.
Also, I buy a lot of booze, Kat. So.
Well, then you can't do that.
That's right.
But I like the self-checkout because I aggressively don't want to talk to people. Like I go out of my way to not talk to people.
Which is hilarious that we pay for the privilege to talk to people, but they can't talk back to us.
Exactly.
So that's
they can't talk back. It's on my terms.
Yep.
And it's
I
completely different, Joe. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to the Vons. I hustle over there. A woman almost hits me driving into the parking lot. So I'm like, this is gonna be great.
Yeah, already
off
to a great start.
So I pull into the old parking lot, and I'm making sure I'm looking for this woman who's almost hit me. Like, don't want to end up next to her somewhere in an aisle. I want to make sure I know what she looks like. And that's another thing. At my old Ralph's, there are people that also frequent that Ralph's that I try to avoid, like people who I know and that know me. And so I've actually seen them. And I've spent the entire rest of my trip at the grocery store
Avoiding
them. And John, I got to say, I'm pretty good at it.
As soon as they make avoiding people you know at the grocery store an Olympic sport,
dude.
Kat, there's a medal in it for you.
Dude, I'm not even kidding. I'm so good at that. I'm really
This
good.
may be why I've never run into you by chance outside of, plans.
I'll tell you what, if I got anything to do about it, no one is running into me by chance anywhere.
How not to be seen.
I will go really out of my way to avoid that. Anyway, so
we're such different people, Kat. It's hilarious.
Oh my God.
I would so run up to you and be like,
Kat! Well, that's different, John.
I know.
I like spending time with you.
Sure, but only on your terms.
Oh man,
I'm not wrong.
I got issues, John.
I got issues.
So
Shit, I got back
problems.
issues.
It's true. So anyways, I'm going to this new Vons. And that's the good thing. I don't think I'm going to run into anybody
Okay.
that I'm trying to avoid aggressively.
It's pretty likely because, I mean, I don't know. Have you made a lot of friends in the local area? Are you friends with a lot of your neighbors now? You probably are because you're like that. But then, like, I can't make friends with a neighbor to save my life.
Well, I mean, who am I married to, John?
That's true.
My
That's
wife
true. The Leah factor.
loves meeting everybody. I'm like, of course, I know almost everyone on my street by name because of my wife.
There you go.
They're all lovely people.
I'm sure.
Anyway, so I'm going to this Vons. I'm already in a bad mood because I've given up. Like this is going to be a bad trip because I don't know if anything is.
Right.
It's a
and you just
Vons.
almost got hit.
I almost
on
got
your way
hit.
in.
Yeah. This is going to be, ugh. So I'm going through my list. Similarly, laid out. Like, okay, I can kind of still do my same, like the produce is on this side and I start there and I go, I'm like, okay, this isn't terrible.
Right.
They have almost everything I need. There's one thing they don't have. It's like, oh, okay, that's actually not bad. That's not bad.
Depends on what that is.
Well, yeah.
If it's an EpiPen, it could be
not.
a problem. Okay.
It's not. And, this is a big thing, and you're going to like this.
Oh.
At my Ralph's, the one that my old neighborhood Ralph's.
Right.
When I go in there, I may be one of 3 people wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Everybody else, COVID's over.
Yeah.
It's party time.
COVID's over.
COVID's over. I walk into this Vons. Everybody's wearing a mask, John.
Ooh.
There's maybe a handful of people who aren't, but they are in the minority.
I like it.
It's like, oh, this is kind of nice.
Yep.
I don't hate this.
Nope.
So I'm doing my things, doing my rounds, finding all the things I need, finding stuff like, this is kind of nice. This is a nice little, okay. I haven't seen this here before. Oh, okay. And so I'm going to check out. Plenty of people, contrary to your experience, plenty of lines open.
That's awesome. This may be a strictly in your nice neighborhood thing.
Maybe. And they do, so it is an older Vons. You can tell they haven't done that sort of like, revamp. They haven't had a glow up yet. Mm-hmm. But they have self-checkout.
Oh.
I was like, okay. That's pretty good to know. But I was in a hurry, and of course it takes longer to do your own checkout, in my experience, because I have a lot of shit, and like it's one thing at a time. But I was like, I'm in a hurry. I can't do self-checkout. I'm just going to let whoever this nice person is do it for me. So, but I was like, okay, mental note. They have self-checkout. This is good to know. So I'm at the line, unloading all my stuff. And
Kat,
I'm almost...
Are you a bag bringer?
John.
Uh-huh.
Of course I'm a bag bringer.
Oh, good.
I got all kinds of bags.
I love it. I always forget to bring them. I forget to put them in the damn car. So
I get so mad if I forget.
Yep, I do too.
I really get mad.
Yeah.
I bring my own produce bags too.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Dang, look at you.
Dude, I'm not fucking around over here.
No.
Serious.
Global warming, you ain't sleeping on it.
No, I am not.
Nope.
So I'm unloading my cart. I'm almost done. And I got 1 or 2 items to go, and I put them on the thing. And this gentleman walks up to me, and he's got a bunch of things in his hand. He's like, are you done with this cart? Can I take your cart? And I was like, yeah, sure, take my cart. Yeah, no problem, man. Go for it. He's like, really? Yeah, okay. I'm like, I've done something nice. He takes my cart away. And I'm like, oh, wait. I need the cart to get my bags back to my car.
To the car.
I have a lot of bags here.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. What have I done, John?
Cat.
I was just like, what were you thinking, you dummy?
You were trying to be helpful.
I was trying to be helpful.
And now I know why you try to avoid talking to people because they're going to take your damn cart.
See what happens, John?
I do. I see.
So I'm like, okay, I guess what I have to do is I'll get to the checkout person and I will explain to them that I'll be right back. I'll go and get a cart and come back. It's not a big deal, but it's like, this is embarrassing. I am an idiot, and this is what happens.
This is you in the middle of the intersection. You did the thing you shouldn't because you wanted to be nice. You're like, please take my cart.
I wanted to be nice without even a second thought. Maybe I am Midwestern at heart, John.
It's I have felt this from you a couple of times, but then sometimes it just falls apart. Like every once in a while, there's some reference to.
Doesn't hold up.
Yeah. It's like, no, the experience is a little different.
So I get up to the cashier. His name is Craig. Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, very friendly. Hey, how's it going? Are you enjoying your, how's your day so far? I was like, Craig, unfortunately, I have a problem. I gave away my cart. And I now have to get all the stuff to my car. Do you mind? Can I run out real quick while you're checking off my stuff? Can I go get a cart? He's like, don't worry about it. He turns to the bagger. He's like, hey, can you go grab a cart real quick for this young lady? I was like, Craig. Nice. I said, are you sure? You don't have to do that. He's like, oh, no. The kid, he's a kid. He's like, runs out, gets me a cart. I'm like, this is so nice, Craig. I regretted it instantly, and I tried to do something nice. He's like, it's okay. You try to do a good thing, and let us get that cart for you. Don't worry about it. I'm like, Craig, thank you so much, John. I love this.
Craig is winning. Yeah. Like, this is screw Ralph's. What's Ralph's?
What the fuck is Ralph's? Yeah. There were no weirdos walking around in this Vons that I could tell.
Right.
Because in
Ralph's, it might take you a while to identify.
Well, that's it. In Ralph's, when they're weird. Like, there's no question. It's clear that there's something going on with them.
With that person.
John, I think I'm ready to say publicly on this podcast, I have a new grocery store.
Oh my goodness! Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm going back to that Vons, and we're going to see how she goes.
Another convert. You've gone from the Ralph's / Kroger to the Vons / Safeway.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. It's a big life move.
It is listen. You're not kidding. This is a big thing for me. This is. Yeah. I never thought I would find a new grocery store.
No, we become creatures of habit. We do.
John, to say I'm a creature of habit is a understatement. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My goodness.
Yeah.
So I am. I'm a human who's constantly growing.
I love that about you. I've always said
I'm improving. I'm doing new things.
Yep.
This is exciting for me.
Expanding, reaching new horizons.
Yes, man.
I like it.
This is me. This is me.
This is just you.
This
and
is me.
And I love every bit of it, Catherine.
Thank you, John. So I don't know. I mean, somebody went through some trauma this past week. I mean, the cart thing versus getting stuck in the intersection when you know you have burritos waiting for you at the end of it. Right. I don't know. Let people decide.
Let's hear from people, and they can hear. We can hear from them at mymistakepodcast@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. They can write in a post on our Facebook page if you're still on the Facebook, and that's
like
My Mistake. Yeah, like I have to be because I'm old and all my friends are still on there. It's My Mistake the podcast.
Yeah.
On Facebook. We're at My Mistake Podcast on Instagram.
Okay.
We're at My Mistake 17 on the Twitter.
Okay.
If I say so. And I do.
Hey, somebody tweeted about us unprompted.
I know.
Isn't that crazy?
It's really cool. And I feel really bad because I don't always check my DMs or like not my DMs, but my notifications.
Sure.
Like I don't check them that often because I deleted the Twitter app as soon as Elongated Muskrat bought the place. Because I'm like, I don't want them to have the access that an app can have. So I do it on the web on my phone.
Sure.
It seems like an old dude thing, but actually I'm not going to. They're not getting my information. I'm not letting them know where I am.
Nice job.
Yeah, thank you. But
let me find it because I feel like we need to shout out to this person.
For sure.
That requires me looking it up.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I found it. That was fast.
Hey, let's hear it. And we have 2 emails after that if we want.
Oh my God.
I know, right? It's almost like it's a whole show.
So, at Richie10, thank you so much for the shout out.
Yeah.
It was a great tweet, and they dropped. I'm just gonna read it.
Why don't you just do that?
Just instead of me describing the tweet, maybe I should read it.
Hey, go for it.
Richie10 says, just decided to check out My Mistake Podcast, and OMG, highly recommend, !
Wow.
Not hashtag Wynonna Earp related, but I consider it YE adjacent as @CatCrimmins also hosts.
Uh-huh.
And then there's a couple of hashtags there. Hashtag Barb the Bison, hashtag Barb for President 2024. And then a very lively and interesting back and forth was happening. Anne got involved, Anne Hicks Bleecker, of course.
I love it. This isn't even the tweet that I knew about. I'm finding out about this live.
This is a different tweet?
Right, totally.
Oh, there you go. Surprise.
But
so thank you so much at Richie10.
Richie10, yeah.
Thank you for listening, and thank you for coming along for the ride.
Yeah.
And
welcome.
all are welcome. And we talk about Wynonna once in a blue moon.
Sure, it's been a while. I need to rewatch because
you should.
Yeah, we binged it all in I think like a week and a half or 2 weeks, and that's not necessarily the best way to watch it to remember everything.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's John, you should probably take another watch there.
And then I will once again text you whenever something happens that I feel like we need to talk about. Mm-hmm. That's what happens. Now, you brought something up when you said that the checker said young lady.
Yeah.
I wanted to check in with you on something that we have not taken score of in a while.
Yeah.
And that is the misgenderings of cats.
That needs its own theme song.
It really does.
Please.
Please can we get a segment piece for that?
Just a little stinger. It doesn't have to be long.
No, right.
Just a little,
Yeah. And here's the thing, people, if you haven't been a long time listener, you may not know that Kat, when we first started, had long, luscious locks and had, I think, for most of your life, right? Mm-hmm. Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. From a very young age.
Yeah. And you took the plunge and you saw how good the haircut looked on me.
Pretty much.
Decided you would do that also.
Pretty much your exact haircut.
And it's essentially, we just parted on a different side. I part mine on the left, you part yours on the right.
To make it interesting.
Yeah, but at the time, I remember you saying, because like people had misgendered you, and I always said it had more to do with your height than anything else, and maybe your mode of dress to a certain degree as well.
Sure.
Mode of dress is kind of a fancy phrase, isn't it? Your t-shirts and jeans, hoodies and jeans,
and some sweatshirts thrown in there.
Sure,
some flannels.
Yeah. But like I never really understood it. But it did used to happen to you, and to the point where you had a T-shirt made for other people to buy too that said "Not a dude."
Indeed, it was one of our best sellers.
Mm-hmm. And I remember that when you first got your hair cut, you were ready, you were braced that it was going to happen a lot more. Yeah. And I said, I don't think it's going to. I think it actually shows your face to be more feminine than before even. And or as Kaylin Chase, friend of the pod, said, it really frames your face.
Frames your face.
Frames your face.
Yes.
And so I'm curious. I mean, last count, I think it had only happened 2 times in a period of time where, well, I mean, this is like 2 years ago.
This is a while ago.
Pre-pandemic. Like,
yeah, sure.
Yeah. But so what's the score? What's happening lately?
Well, I'm not keeping score per se.
Okay.
But
I think you're more chill about it at this point, which is
I'm definitely
even better.
Yeah, I think I'm since having cut my hair, I'm more chill about it. I'm not as it doesn't catch me off guard as much. Because I'm kind of expecting it even more now.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we're like, let's say in the last month or so, it has not happened.
Okay.
I would say in the last, let's say 3 to 6 months, I would say maybe 3 times.
Okay. I'm disappointed in people that it's that many.
Okay. So it is happening.
Okay.
But it doesn't feel. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more. I'll say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised it happens that much, but that's me. That's just me.
You know what? Here's the thing. It's a lot to ask of people to figure out your gender and your pronouns and everything. Like it's a lot now to kind of assume people know who you are and what your deal is. You know what I mean? So it's kind of understandable now. And I'll say this, over the winter break, I went to a friend's birthday party. Another instance where my wife was out of town. I needed to go to this thing, and I knew maybe 2 people that were going to be there. And I just went.
Good for you.
I didn't really want to go, but I knew if I went, I'd have a great time. And I did.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I went to this thing, and this older gentleman I was speaking to, I didn't know at the time he's a gay.
Oh.
I didn't know.
He's one of them.
He's one of He's one of those. And we're having a very nice conversation, and then someone he knows approaches, and they were like, "Hey, how are you, gay guy?" They didn't say that, but I'm just trying.
That would have been weird.
I'm trying to paint this picture for you. And he was like, "Oh, great to see you. How are you? Let me introduce you to Kat. They know blah 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 blah."
Okay.
And I was like, "Well,
defaulting
that's
to the they.
Really cool, because he doesn't know what my pronouns are, and he's not assuming anything. And it was such a nice. I think he handled it perfectly, and I was like, that was actually really cool. And then I learned that he was gay. I was like, oh yeah, he's a little more
in tune.
tune to that sort of situation. But I was like, yeah, that's really great. And it was nice. Even though if he had said her, I would have been, yeah, okay, those are my pronouns. Or if he'd said him, I'd be like, well, that's weird because I'm not him. But it was cool. I liked it. And I hope more of that is happening. Mm-hmm. So there you go. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess the moral here, John, is that I'm more chill about it, as you say.
Right.
But it's also not happening as often as I thought it would.
Right. And just to clarify, this is not something that's happening from people who are talking to you. This is people who are at a distance trying to get your attention.
Sure.
Or, it's like that.
I mean, mostly happening at fast food drive-thrus and at the checkout. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are the two most frequent locations that these were happening in.
Got it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing on that. It's like I need to check myself because if someone referred to me as they, that would feel very weird to me instead of very pleasant. And it shouldn't, but they is still really weird for me because my nephew and niece use they often, even when the gender of the person is known.
Yeah.
And it confuses me because I will sometimes think that they are actually talking about a group of people instead of a particular person.
I see.
So, but I think it may get to the point where, a lot of people are feeling like we pay way too much attention to gender anyway.
Right.
So let's make everybody they.
Sure.
But I'm still going to go with the they is if it's singular.
Sure. John, you do that. But also, I think, for you and I to have that experience, it would be, because you to me present very much as a man, because you are, but also because you have facial hair, you dress like the male gender. Mm-hmm. It's not I wouldn't be confused about your gender identity.
Right.
On the other hand, I can totally understand that people wouldn't quite be sure. What my pronouns are or what my gender is. I get it. So, yeah, it's an interesting conversation, right? And it's definitely now people are having it way more often than they used to, which I think is good.
Yeah, especially if people are having it in good faith, where both people involved in the conversation are trying to learn and grow and figure out what's best. That's the key. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Look at us. We're so fucking, man, we're having some really good, deep conversations here.
I feel like we are. I feel like we told some good stories.
We did. Now we talked about goats being too close.
Right.
We talked about burritos.
Right.
All the hard-hitting topics.
Yeah. Giving away your grocery cart. Angels in the Intersections.
Angels in the Intersection. Mm-hmm. That's a toss-up. Those are two great titles. Too Close for Goats, Angels in the Intersection. God,
I feel like we should name it both. We should just
there's a subtitle?
It's Too Close for Goats, Angels in the Intersection.
I love it.
I don't know. That might be happening. It's
done,
okay,
done.
boom. Yeah. Do you want to save these this correspondence for next time, or you want to hit it?
I don't know. Hold on. Let's see. Are these showers or growers?
I have not opened them, so I don't know.
That's pretty big. Mm-hmm. You know what? Let's save these because they're both from from valued.
Right. People, we want to have some conversation around what they have to say. I think.
And they deserve time. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You got to really just sit in it and let them shine.
In it. Just make a whole soup, a broth, if you will.
Let's hold on to these, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I think so too. So there you go. There's your cliffhanger for next episode. Although I'm going to go ahead and I'm going on record, Kat. The next episode that we record.
Don't, John, be careful.
I'm doing it. I'm going on record.
Careful.
It's going to be the fabled and rare Hysterical Mistoric.
Shit.
I'm very excited about this one. It's
Jill
extra
will be
weird.
Very disappointed.
Jill does not like the
She doesn't like history.
No, but she might like this one.
Okay.
It might be just oddball enough. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Yep.
I am so excited.
I am very excited to present this to you. So I just have to take a couple of days to really get my stuff together.
All right.
And it's gonna be fun.
Well, you put it out there. It's happening now.
It's out there. Yep. Because we can't edit. Everything that we say has to just be.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
It is
100%. Hundo P.
Awesome.
Awesome. All right.
Wow.
I think we've done everything we need to do here then.
I think we have.
Yeah. You want to? Yeah. Look at us. Look at us. Look at us. Look at us.
John,
Yes, Kat.
there's only one thing left to say.
What's that, Kat?
FMP.
FMP.